Hi, I'm Zavain, and this is Marry Kathern.
Hello.
She works with me to write the music to my songs.
And I'm his vocal coach.
Yeah,
And I'm the one that helps him plan a vocal strategy so he can deliver those beautiful songs that he writes with clarity and ringing pitches.
and after years of just going out and being told, come up here and sing, and not really knowing what I'm doing for the songs, it's like, I'm just a little off. But that
When you're
happens.
singing, you're playing yourself. You have to learn
Yeah.
how to play your instrument, and that's part of what I provide for this wonderful artist. Is the knowledge of what, how, and why to play his instrument, which is him, in a manner that delivers the song that's in his heart, gives him the technical freedom to express what's in his heart.
And if it wasn't for Mary Catherine, my music would be still at a standstill because she actually listens.
Thank you. I haven't been accused of that very often, but thank you.
Well, you do.
But it takes two. So also, this young man comes in, inspired always, organized. He's got his song, he's got that sucker written, and I ask him to sing me the melody,
Yes.
what he's hearing, and all I do is frame his melody with the chords that seem to go with it. And I've learned about you as an artist that you go away and work on things. You
have to.
actually go away and practice and work on things, and you can coach somebody and they're Teflon. They look at you and go, yeah, just let me sing. Kevin actually listens to you and applies. So he's made a lot of progress as a vocal technician, and I've enjoyed watching him develop as an artist, as a vocal artist, and as a songwriter. He writes really well. Believe me, I've heard a lot of people say they're songwriters and come into my studio and sing me their songs, and sometimes you just have to be polite and encouraging. With Kevin, it's really easy because he's really good. He's really good, and his songwriting abilities have matured, I've noticed, as he's been able to be in an environment where someone supports him and helps him get it on paper or on tape, as we used to say in my generation. I have noticed that his songwriting has sophisticated over the months, and so I enjoy it.
Well, I write about my own life. Every song has a part of truth in it.
Exactly. the best songwriting, it's truth telling.
Whether it's somebody who said something to me or it's something I've done, all my songs are part of my life. And that makes the best music, in my opinion. I mean, you can ask someone to write you songs, but if they don't know what you've been through, and if you don't know what the song's about and what the person was going through when the song was wrote.
And if they write it in a manner that asks you to sing it the way they would sing it and in the key they would sing it in, it's not personalized. And I've noticed as soon as we started doing that process here and then sending it out to that wonderful guy that you work with that orchestrates everything. But as soon as you started doing that here and creating it organically and authentically right here in the moment, everything began to change for you. everything began to change for you. And every song is, you're a good songwriter. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want to work for, is to write my own music. Because there are so many artists out there doing cover songs. If everyone's doing cover songs, there's no new music.
It's true. It's true. And it's an interesting style that you've got going. He does different styles, which is interesting to me too. He's versatile. But yeah, and you're doing it the old-fashioned way. We're doing it the old-fashioned way. From your heart, to my ears and out through my fingers. We're not using electronic devices to simulate anything or tell us what chord progressions we should do with this. We're doing it the old-fashioned way, and that keeps the tradition. I mean, you're right. If no one writes new material, and if no one creates things authentically without the help of the computer doing 90% of it, we've lost a really important art that's an ancient art. So I enjoy doing it with you.
I enjoy working with you because you actually listen and you give criticism that is not destructive.
No, I mean, I've been coaching voice and been in theater for 40 years. I mean, I'll be 61 here pretty soon. And yeah,
You don't look around 60.
You can't inspire somebody with negative critique. I mean, who? That's not how I was raised, and I'm not sure what to say about that. But I've always known, as a coach, I've always tried to tell the truth and inspire people. We work hard,
Yeah.
and our standards are on an international level. I don't coach people so you can go out and your great auntie to the left 3 times and your third cousin to the right gets up, yeah, that was awesome. I want you to be able to go out into any venue on the planet and walk in as a peer.
Yeah.
And not walk in and go, oh my gosh, what have I done here? So that's how I've coached from the beginning, and I guess I'm lucky because when I'm born and raised in Springfield, Ohio, but I mean, I left Springfield when I was 18 and didn't come back till I was almost 39 years old, and most of my training came. I performed on Broadway in New York City in my 20s. I did a lot of things, but just to sort of hit on a few things. And then I was lucky enough to get to hook up with some old Motown musicians. Stevie Wonder's one of his first producers, and Andre Moore from Shaka Khan and the Four Tops, Ronaldo Benson. I was really lucky to work on an international level where their expectations of me were as such. And I've always believed in coaching anyone I've ever coached and done music with on that level.
Yeah.
On that level. That's a truth level. It's not like it's only good for around here in the borderlines of Clark County. It's international, and I guess I have to thank my teachers and my coaches and the artists that produced and worked with me, because that's how I was reared, and I listened.
Well, when I started thinking about recording music, it was quite a few years ago, and after a while I got tired of hearing from people in the record industry, you have to be in the closet. If you're openly gay, get out.
And see, that's not my experience at all. Living in New York City and Los Angeles, I was reared by by my gay brothers and sisters and
Yeah.
teachers. Without them, I'd be nothing. I mean, I had straight teachers too. Most of the people in Motown that I worked with, but you to me that I don't even relate. People
Oh.
are people. I don't care.
And
People are
if we had
people.
more people like you in the music industry, and they are being more accepting nowadays.
Well, look at Bette Midler.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're old enough as I and you remember Bette Midler, she came to her superstardom was built initially by the gay community because she was singing in the baths. There, it used to be called the baths, social gathering places for gay people back like in the 70s and the 80s. And she came to her fame. So for me, I don't even relate to that because, Bette Midler would tell a different story and say without the gay community, she wouldn't have even had any opportunity. Of course, then she became an international superstar. But I mean, and there are so many people, come on, who's the guy that played Rock Hudson? Who's the guy that played the piano? I can't remember. He was in my generation. Everybody knew he was gay. He lived in Las Vegas and had all sorts of flashy Liberace. I mean, so I think for every story that you can tell that somebody turns you away for whatever reason of prejudice, whatever type of, you can find 10 more stories of good people who don't set boundaries or try to set boundaries on people.
When I decided to release the music this time around, I just decided to do it on my own. Because with the internet the way it is today, you can do it.
Exactly. Ever since about 1990, the mid-90s, things started changing a little bit that way. Even major artists started having their own labels and not even, knowing they didn't have to hook up with RCA or, whatever, Sony Records.
Working with RCA and Sony does help with the financial side.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. But also sometimes if it depends, what's a deal with them if you have to sell your soul and your art